Return of the Mount Hua Sect. Chapter 253. I dug my own grave. Phew. After cleaning up the medicine hall, Ungak wiped his forehead with his sleeve. The place that used to be so crowded until a little while ago was now slowly starting to become quiet. It even felt a bit eerie too. It is so amazing. It was the biggest tornado that had swept through the hall since he had become the medicine hall head. Didn't all the members of the hall, including the elders and Chongmyung, come here to make the heavenly violet pill? His heart felt proud at the thought of accomplishing something which could never be felt again. But, although he felt fortunate about the good results and was happy, his pride quickly died down and a sense of disappointment flooded him in its place. It's like a dream. If it wasn't for the pot in front of him, he still would have thought that it was a dream. Ungak slightly tilted his head. Was it a dream? He could no longer see the pot. Ungak's eyes widened. Soon, he began to start sweating. Where did my cold iron pot go? Ungak, who had become startled, screamed as loud as he could and ran out. Thief! I, Kung, have been doing this, Kung, for just how many times, Kung? Chongmyung trembled as he slammed the iron pot repeatedly. Is this what people do? Dig something up, make a hole, and then reluctantly fill the hole again? He had to bend back where he had cut, straighten it out, and then stick it back. If a dog was trained like this, it would eventually bite its owner. Chongmyung was human, and unfortunately, he didn't have an owner to bite back. He let out a deep sigh and then smashed the pot. All he had to do was open the pot back up and attach it back to where he had found it. My hands! With this, Manhua will... Right, it will be able to take 2 or 3 steps ahead, but there's too much to do. First, I have to deal with this pot. Damn you tough pot! Seriously! Kung. It was the same one he had cut open, but flattening it seemed to be much tougher. It's done. Chongmyung, who had finally opened up the pot, sighed and looked up. When he brought the pot that had now turned into an iron plate closer to the hole, it fit perfectly. Of course, this was just the start. What kind of wealth and glory did I even have? Suddenly, a tremendous amount of heat rose from his hands. The cold iron, which was known to be hard to melt, started to melt little by little. He rubbed hard on the area to glue the broken piece to the rest of the metal. My back! It was no easy task to use the burying hatred flame to melt the cold iron, and to constantly use it to this huge plate was even tougher. I'm the one doing all this, you damned idiot! Of course, he was the one who cut it off, but this was too much. As his eyes shone, the fire in his hand grew stronger. Damn Mount Hua! I will make sure to turn you into the best sect in the world. There was no other way to solve this injustice, according to him. After filling it up, Chongmyung finally laid down on the ground and looked up. I'm going through such hardships, but all of you are sleeping. Huh? They're not sleeping. Chongmyung lifted his head and shook the dirt off his body. He could feel urgent movements. Everyone's supposed to be sleeping, so why is there sudden movement? Look around very carefully. The elders are already searching the bottom of the mountain, so just look around here. Be sure to look out for the thief. He has to be hiding somewhere. Chongmyung smiled as he heard the voice coming from a distant place. They found out quite quickly. Well, the pot is gone, so this was bound to happen. What was that pot? Well, although it was made of cold iron, it was something a lot more important than just that. He had to make the heavenly pill again, so he left it alone before. But now... No! Shit! Chongmyung realized something. He realized that he would have to do this whole process again if they wanted to make the heavenly violet pill once again. I'd rather just die. Why didn't I think of that before? Damn it! Chongmyung couldn't help but take a deep breath. He then curled up. What could be done? Things have already happened like this. It wasn't like he could have known this would happen beforehand. There's nothing I can do. And he began to stumble out. Anyway, he had done everything he had to, so he could just come back tomorrow. Still, I'm going through enough hardships, so you should suffer a little bit too. Seeing them like that calmed Chongmyung. It was the moment when Chongmyung was about to cross the wall of Mount Hua. Who is that? Oh. Chongmyung shook his head. He sensed my footsteps. He didn't know who it was, but Chongmyung complimented him internally. Huh? Seeing the person's face in the moonlight, Chongmyung was shocked. Baeksang Sasuk? He couldn't help but admire the man. If it was the Baeksang of the past, he couldn't have noticed Chongmyung even if Chongmyung had walked in front of him. This development might have been because of the Henry Violet pill, but Baeksang, who wasn't even remotely capable of such a task before, now sensed Chongmyung. Oh, I will compliment you for… Here's the thief! No, this bastard! Has he always been this disgusting? Yeah, brat! Huh? If we meet like this, wouldn't the atmosphere be weird? This is why things don't work out for me these days. During my time, people had respect. Respect! Regardless of Chongmyung's thoughts, the moment Baeksang shouted, the disciples who had been searching the area drew their swords and began to run towards them like dogs. And then, in an instant, they surrounded Chongmyung. Oh, they responded quite quickly. There was a sense of joy within Chongmyung. Wow, I raised them into such capable bastards. If it hadn't been for Chongmyung, most of the sect would have been sold off just to feed them. If Mount Hua had another competition with the Jungnam sect, wouldn't Mount Hua wipe the floor with them? Chongmyung looked at the disciples of Mount Hua with mixed emotions, and then he cleared his throat. Right, it isn't bad to give a knock to their confidence at this point. The force of Mount Hua's disciples is as I expected. Where is he? That thieving bastard! We need to split open that mouth of his. The thieving bastard still dares to talk. Are you joking around in this situation? We need to break his head and then stick the head on a stick outside the sect. Huh? Huh? Sahyong, I think I see now why Sahyong asked me to shut my mouth. These people are more like bandits. It is funny when I do it, but plain annoying when they do it. Chongmyung tried to hold back his rising anger. No, Should I cut off his arm? He'd still be able to run away. The leg. Cut his legs. This knife is sharp enough, so it has to do well. This bastard came to Mount Hua. If Chongmyung was here right now, he wouldn't even be let out alive. This guy should feel lucky since that bastard isn't here. I'm in a good mood today, so I will leave you all. Mount Hua's disciples. No, is this bastard messing with us? If we hit him like a dog, he will come back to his senses. Yeah, come here. Come here now. Don't bother crying and just come down. No. What is with these idiots? Chongmyung could hear the blood rushing to his head. Do these brats know who they are talking? They shouldn't know. Anyway, how dare they act like this in front of me? Come down when I'm still being nice, if you don't want to die. Seriously, I should be the one saying that, kids. I think there's a problem with his head. Don't bully the poor man and beat him up quickly. Crack. Chongmyung clenched his fist. It's my fault. I didn't teach these kids any humility. They were in a pretty bad situation in the past, but how can they ignore the teachings of their ancestors? Even if one was in a bad situation. Clench. Chongmyung cracked his neck. I can break one head and then go. Then, will they be a little more humble? Right. So fighting is alright. What fight, you idiot? You already lost. Right. Who said that? Chongmyung rolled his eyes. The one going to get hurt isn't me. It was the moment when Chongmyung was about to rush at them. Get out of the way! Everyone stopped and turned to the direction of the voice. It's Sasuk! Baekchun Sahyong! Sahyong, you came! It was like children who had found their parents after getting lost. And he then looked at Chongmyung. Ah, this is how it feels. Usually, the pitiful eyes went to the other side rather than the direction they were pointed to now. Baekchun Sasuk, you went through a lot. Today, I will handle this. Baekchun, leading Jogul, Yunjong, and Yuisol, moved forward and said, How dare you disturb such a quiet night? Mount Hua is against outside people coming in. Baekchun tilted his head. What is that? Something felt uncomfortable within him. No, it was the thief. That black full-body dress. That. Haven't I seen that outfit way too many times? No, it's that crazy bastard. Is he stabbing Mount Hua in the back? No, has he finally lost it? Baekchun stepped back as soon as he realized that the person in front of them was Chongmyung. Sasuk, why? What is that bastard? Jogul was startled and was about to say something, but Yunjong covered his mouth. That's not a person. That is not a person. Yu Yisol spoke in a low voice. Why is that idiot over there? Is he crazy? We haven't seen you for a few days and we were all at peace. Why are you appearing like this now? Is that idiot the thief? And he stole the pot. So cheap. Rather than fighting him, it would be better to give him what he wants and enjoy life up here. This was what Baekchun was thinking. They were familiar with this look and had noticed something familiar about it, but the disciples hadn't realized that this was Chongmyung. Why aren't you leaving, you idiot? You could have gotten away much earlier, so why are you still here? Oh, holy heavens. You should have acted in moderation. What can we do now if you're stuck in this situation? Baekchun, who was confused, tried to be calm. The thief isn't a thief. Fuck. Sayong. Nothing. It didn't matter if the other disciples were confused. Baekchun glanced at Chongmyung. Go! Huh? I said go, you idiot. Hurry. What? Eye contact didn't work. I'm done. We are all done. When Baekchun groaned in despair at the failed attempt, Yunjong hurriedly went close to him. What do we do? What can we do? Why is that bastard even doing this? It isn't the first or second time that he's doing such things. Let's try to make something up. Yunjong quickly finished a calculation inside his head. The best way out was to make an excuse that would allow Chongmyung to escape. You cannot withstand me. Yunjong drew his sword. We can pretend to fight, and then after swinging the sword a few times, he can run away. He isn't a dumb one, so you'll notice what I'm playing at. Yunjong, who thought that, rushed ahead without delay. Prepare yourself, No, you thief! Even as he ran, he kept blinking at Chongmyung. Chongmyung, when I swing the sword, act like you got hit and fly away. But Yunjong's eye message didn't reach Chongmyung either. Something suddenly approached his face, and then it grew bigger, and then the world turned dark. Yunjong belatedly realized that it was Chongmyung's fist that approached him and smiled. Bastard! Yunjong bounced back at twice the speed he had come with. A little distance away, he bounced back to the ground. And the masked man Chongmyung yelled, Where is the knife? I'll kill you! Baekchun, who saw this play out, sighed as he glanced up at the sky. The sky is clear tonight. It made him want to cry. Then I'll be leaving. Be good, disciples of Mount Hua. The masked man yelled and shifted away. Chase him! Catch him! The disciples of Mount Hua, who hadn't grasped the situation yet, were chasing after him. Baekchun smiled as if he didn't care. I wish you'd die. Or rather, it would be fine if I died too. You rotten bastard.